Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories right now. Topping the list tonight, we are learning the names of the teenagers killed in a shooting in Hamblen County. The incident happened Sunday and left 2 teens dead and 2 others injured. Now, family has identified one victim as 16-year-old Jayden Andrew Bullard from McMinn County, and the Hamblen County Sheriff's Office, along with family members, confirmed the other is 19-year-old Sal Vestal. Now today, 6 News spoke with the best friend of Jayden Bullard's mother, along with Jayden's friends, including one who was on the scene that night. They say the incident was terrifying and heartbreaking, that Jayden's life was tragically cut short by gun violence. Friends described Jayden as vibrant, outgoing, and friendly to everyone he met. They share that he was extremely close with his mother and little sister. Music played a big role in his life, with friends sharing favorite memories of riding in the car and jamming out together. Luciano Beltran, who grew up with Jayden, says it was a call he never expected to receive.
I got the call.
Learning a 15-year-old was shot in the leg and a 16-year-old was shot in the hip and hand. Both are expected to be okay. Meanwhile, 2 young men have been charged. 18-year-old Adam Perez Jr. from White Pine faces 2 counts of second-degree murder. Talon Trevathan, a 19-year-old from Sevierville, is charged with 2 counts of being a party to the offenses of second-degree murder. Sheriff's Office says the pair were arrested last night at a Pigeon Forge motel. The 2 were arraigned this morning. Hamblen County Sheriff Chad Mullins says detectives are still interviewing partygoers and the sheriff expects more charges to come. Next on the 7 for you tonight, lawyers for the University of Tennessee are officially responding to a former professor's attempt to go back to work while the school tries to fire her. As we reported, UT is in the process of terminating Tamar Sherinian after comments she made on a Facebook post about the death of Charlie Kirk. Sherinian has since tried to file a temporary restraining order so she can go back to work while the school tries to fire her, but that was denied. She has asked the judge to reconsider, but today UT presented reasons for the court not to revisit her request. The school's lawyers claim reconsiderations like this usually only happen if a law has changed or new evidence is presented, and they say neither has happened. Sherinian, meanwhile, is expected in court on January 19th. Next on the 7, Knoxville police say the number of fatal crashes in the city dropped by nearly 45% in 2025. This marks the lowest number of traffic-related deaths on roads within the Knoxville city limits since 2020. KPD says 29 people died in crashes in Knoxville last year. 52 traffic fatalities were recorded the year before. Of the deadly crashes that happened last year, 6 were along North Broadway, 5 were on the interstate, and 2 happened on Western Avenue and Chapman Highway. Meanwhile, tonight, Chief Paul Noel is saying, quote, "While 29 traffic deaths are still far too many, I am encouraged by the strides that we made as a city in 2025. He goes on to say, as we move into 2026, we are going to continue to rely on data to inform our traffic enforcement and education initiatives and lean on our partners to make our roads as safe as possible." End quote. Next on the 7 for you, an East Tennessee mother is expressing her gratitude for a clinical trial that has given her young son his life back. Jarek Johnson has Hurler syndrome, which leads to abnormal physical development and slowed cognitive development. But the clinical trial has helped him do all the things kids are supposed to do.
When you become a mother, you don't know, you don't realize how much your kids mean to you until somebody's like, hey, you might one day have to not, live without them. And for him to be okay right now when he's not supposed to be and up running around doing the things that he's doing like a regular child, it's just everything.
Children with Hurler syndrome are not supposed to be able to run and jump at age 5, but he can now. Jarek is one of 8 kids to receive this treatment. All right, next on the 7 for you, 2 Blount County Commissioners have now sponsored a resolution to oppose the demolition of Peery's Mill Dam along the Little River in Wallen. Now, we told you when the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency signed a project partnership agreement with the Army Corps of Engineers to remove the dam. This was last month. However, Commissioners Brad Bowers and Jeff Jopling say most people in Wallen and Townsend oppose the removal. They also say there have not been enough tests about the potential release of toxins associated with the former tannery that could compromise drinking water. Now, a previous assessment from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers called Peery's Mill Dam the deadliest in the state. 4 people drowned there over the last 20 years, including a 13-year-old girl. Several others nearly drowned. 6 News reached out to the Army Corps of Engineers to ask about concerns raised by the 2 commissioners, but we have not heard back at this time. All right, turning now to a 6 on your side traffic alert we want to get you up to date on. Be prepared to run into some lane closures along a stretch of I-75 the next 2 nights. TDOT says the right lane and shoulder will be closed near the Hiwassee River in McMinn County. This is between mile markers 34 and 36. Work is scheduled to begin at 8 o'clock tonight. It's going to run through 6 in the morning. Another round of work will also happen tomorrow night from 8 to 6. Now, we're told crews are going to be cutting trees in the area during this time. A vacant plot of land in Sevierville could soon be home to a 288-unit apartment complex. Olympus Development Company wants to build the Evergreen, an apartment complex on the corner of Veterans Boulevard and London Lane. City of Sevierville approved a pilot or payment in lieu of taxes for the project back in August. This allows the city to put rent restrictions in place. Now, families must make between 80% and 120% of the area median income to live in the complex, and the rent can be no more than 30% of that income.
The Veterans Boulevard corridor where this specific project is located is probably one of the most undeveloped corridors that we have left currently. It is also a great location for housing because it is central in the county to Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, the employment centers.
Sevierville Planning Commission was set to vote on approving the site plan at its meeting tonight.